welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, February 9th. I'm Kiki Thaxter.
And I'm Krista McDonald. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood.
This week on Norwood News, a fire breaks out at Home Market Foods. Bald eagles are spotted at Norwood High. But first, the Norwood School Committee made its choice for the next superintendent on Wednesday night. Following a recap of each candidate's qualities and qualifications, the board unanimously decided to offer the job to Timothy Luff. Luff will be coming to Norwood from the Natick school system. Chair Anne Marie Mazzola describes the process.
This evening, the school committee nominated Mr. Timothy Luff for superintendent, and he has accepted that nomination, and we're really excited about it. The school committee was impressed with his overall package, especially things that would really help out the Norwood School District. So special education and his number of years in the actual classroom and his experience with community engagement was really some things that we were very impressed with. Kate Sivington and David Hiltz led up our, from the school committee side, the search committee. It was a lot of candidates applying, getting whittled down in some initial rounds, and then the community involvement. There was a larger search committee that met with each of these candidates and vetted them, and then narrowed it down to three. And those three were put through the gauntlet to be fair, with community meetings and interviews with the school committee, and be able to narrow it down to one. Just thanks to everybody for their involvement, everybody for their commitment to making sure that we got the right candidate for our next superintendent, everybody who participated in the interviews, who participated in giving us feedback. We really do appreciate everything that everyone has done.
Congratulations to Mr. Luff. We look forward to working with you in Norwood.
Reports of shots fired at Windsor Gardens prompted a quick response from the NPD. Chief Brooks updates the community on the shooting that occurred earlier this week.
I am Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. I just want to talk about something that occurred Saturday night around 9 o'clock. We got several calls for shots fired in the area of Village Road at Windsor Gardens. We sent several radio cars up here. When the officers got here and began to check the area, they found an apartment that had several bullet holes in it. The apartment was occupied at the time. I know there were a couple of kids in it, some adults as well. Nobody was hit, nobody was harmed, and we're very fortunate that was the case. We did find shell casings in the area. We conducted a door-to-door canvass. The shift, Sergeant Fondora was in charge, called for canines to conduct a search of the area, so that was completed. And the case is under investigation by the detectives. Detective Jen Hoyle is the primary on it. I will just mention that there was a homicide out on Route 95 at about the same time, and I've been asked several times if that was related, and I could just say there are no indications that the two incidents were related. More likely a coincidence. In any event, the case is under investigation, and we are very glad that no one was hit.
When Norwood News returns, a thirst-quenching living local, Jerry Slater sits down with the town clerk, and Ron Marshalsea has the latest in sports. Looking for a place you can get pizza, beer, and coffee? Yes, I said coffee and beer. Let's head on down to Irish Brewing Boston, located at the Norwood Space Center, to learn more about this unique brewery.
Carl Sharpley, owner of Irish Brewing, located at Norwood Space Center, is no stranger to owning and operating a brewery.
So I've been in the brewing business since 2010 in California. I also have another business out there, Santa Monica Brew Works, which I helped develop. So Obviously, I'm from Ireland. You know, I love beer, you know, and I always enjoyed making it, and I always enjoyed seeing people drink it and socializing, and that's really why I got involved in this business.
Sharpley, who is originally from Ireland, fell in love with Norwood and their Irish culture and decided to open Irish Brewing in May 2022.
Yeah, you know, Irish brewing is totally unique in a sense. I mean, we're going to talk to our brewmaster in a few minutes, but we really concentrate on like stouts and ales, sours, gruits. So we're kind of traditionalists here in a sense. Everything's low ABV, easy drinking. We're not heavy on the IPAs like everyone else. You know, we like to have variety across the board and really concentrate on Irish styles. What we do is we source some ingredients from Ireland. You know, we use Irish seaweed, we use Irish soda bread in our sour. You know, any ingredients, some grains, malts, anything that we can get our hands on from Ireland, we'll use here.
Anthony Pasalacqua has been brewing for over 10 years and was thrilled to take on the title of head brewer at Irish Brewing for the past 2 years.
So we offer European-style beers, not purely European beers, but European style with lower ABV, more beers that actually, as we call it here, taste like beer, not necessarily dessert beers, and all the beers loaded with more adjuncts than actual grain, going back to the actual classics, beer that actually stays to a particular style. So we do everything in-house except for our largest beer that we distribute, Southie Light. That used to be in-house, that was my creation, but now our place isn't big enough to distribute Massachusetts, so we had to sub that out to Dorchester Brewing Company.
Irish Brewing offers much more than only beer. They offer coffee, pizza, and more.
Well, we have a coffee shop that's open in the morning, Tuesday through Saturday. So we roast our own coffee beans. We get beans from all across the world. Right now we have Guatemalan and I think Honduran beans, some Ethiopian beans. So whatever decent beans we can get hold of, we'll roast them here and we'll serve them ourselves. So you won't get a fresher cup in Norwood than here. We do have a full liquor license as well, so we do offer wine. We do offer some Irish whiskies, some seltzers, so we have options for everyone, not just craft beer. The food, we have an amazing bar pizza. So a company in Canton called Big D's Pizza closed down last year, unfortunately. So we were able to grab their chefs, their amazing chefs, Anastasia and Andrea. So now we offer bar pizza here. And bar pizza is obviously special to the South Shore. And so that's what we specialize in.
So we took over the business from Napoleon Cafe in Washington Street in Canton about 2 years ago, and then they closed down the restaurant. Everybody retired, so we found a new home here. I like the uniqueness of the type of pizza that we do. The South Shore bar pizza is not a very common concept. It's a very original concept.
Just
in
on the
our
South Shore.
area.
It's
So
on the
we
South
have
Shore.
people from New York. We have people from Chicago talking about from relatives and everything, talking about our style of pizza. So we're proud to
we're very proud.
Something that unique.
And it's been the same recipe for 76 years.
78 now.
Yeah.
Maybe 77,
Yeah.
78, yeah.
Sharpley is happy to call Norwood home and loves how the Norwood community has embraced his staff and brewery as one of their own.
Norwood has been great. Town have been fantastic to work with. I can't say enough about everyone at Town Hall. I love the people here. And yeah, I mean, there's not enough good things I could say about being in Norwood. It was a big change of pace for me coming from Santa Monica, but I have to say I do love it. I love the Irish American community, I love the Irish community, and people in general are just great out here. You know, I would say step foot in here first of all and come and meet the staff. You know, we're not a huge company, we're a small company, and you know, everybody's local that works here. We've got a great team of people, you know. We really like to socialize here, so we're always engaging with our customers, and you know, as they say, we like to have the crack. You know, crack in Ireland is fun, so this is a great place to do that.
To learn more about Irish Brewing, visit their website, Facebook, or Instagram pages. Early in the morning this past Sunday, the Norwood Fire Department responded to a call at Home Market Foods on Morgan Drive. Norwood Fire posted this on Facebook. NC2 Captain Jeff Campilio arrived on scene 5 minutes after the call and found fire in a large commercial oven with extension into the building and ordered a working fire, bringing a Walpole and Westwood engine to the fire. Norwood Engine 5's Norwood Engine 5 stretched an attack line into the building while Ladder 1 headed to the roof and Engine 4 secured a water supply from a hydrant 800 feet away. NA2 and 3's crews conducted primary searches. Upon opening the roof ladder, 1's crew found fire extending into the roof line and multiple vents in exhaust stacks. A second alarm was struck, bringing a Sharon and Norfolk engine and Canton ladder to the fire. NC1 Chief Bailey arrived on the scene and took command. Crews worked for roughly 3 hours, overhauling and chasing fire extension before returning to service. In total, 3 lines were stretched and operated, and both ladders thrown to access the roof. Primary and secondary searches proved negative. Thankfully, there were no injuries to any workers or firefighters, and at this time, the estimated cost of damage is unknown. Investigators for Norwood Fire are working with the Massachusetts State Police and the Department of Fire Services to conduct the investigation.
Now let's throw it over to Bridget Kidd for the latest in school news.
I'm Bridget Kidd, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High School news, the Friendship Club held their 2nd annual snowball dance. It was planned and organized by club advisor and NHS Spanish teacher Michelle Kelly. The students had a great time at this special event. This was all possible because of Kelly's planning, kindness, and thoughtfulness. Thank you, Michelle Kelly, for your commitment to the Friendship Club. At the Callahan School, the topic for this month's assembly was perseverance. Perseverance means pushing yourself to work through challenges and obstacles. Callahan students learned that when things get hard, you don't just give up. They also learned strategies to focus their minds. The strategies are breathe it out, move it out, and ignore or move away from distractions. At the assembly, they showcased a few students who didn't give up when they came across challenges. These 3 students were recognized by the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for scoring exceeds expectations on last year's MCAS. The tests were difficult, but they worked hard and never gave up. Therefore, they received the Student Achievement Award. Congratulations to Yasmin, Yariel, and Ivana in the 5th grade. Each of them received a certificate and Target gift card. At the Cleveland School, January's character strong trait was empathy. The students learned all about empathy, what it means and how they can show it. 3rd grade students wrote about what empathy means to them as they talked about walking in someone else's shoes. Also at the Cleveland School, the 3rd and 4th grade students had a visit from WCVB-TV meteorologist Kelly Ann Chicalise. The students learned about weather systems, climate, static electricity, as well as the behind the scenes of forecasting the weather. The Oldham School recently started a new program called Buddy Classrooms. The Buddy Classrooms get together weekly and work on various activities from writing, STEM, and technology. Here we have Miss Pritchard's 3rd graders and Miss Shook's 2nd graders working together on coding skills. It has been so fun and the kids have been very enthusiastic and cooperative. At the Prescott School, students in Miss King's 4th grade class celebrated the end of a poetry unit by presenting their poems to their families. During writing blocks, students wrote poems on various topics, like autobiographical poems, couplets, and trapped in a pencil, which are thoughts you want to say about someone trapped inside your pencil, so you pour your heart out on the paper. Families joined the classroom to listen to the students read aloud their poems from a slideshow. Afterwards, they celebrated with fun snacks. Great work, Miss King's class. Also at the Prescott, the monthly Character Strong Assembly was held to honor the recipients of January's Students of the Month and to discuss the new trait of the month. The Students of the Month for January for displaying the character trait of empathy were from Grade 1, Bryce Aviana Arohi, from Grade 2, Sandrella Sophia Amelia Loheath, from Grade 3, Lily Maya Soleil Anthony, from Grade 4, Colin and Evelyn, from Grade 5, Diana and Sandora. Congratulations to these winners. Next month, the Prescott staff will be on the lookout for students who display the character trait of perseverance. Remember, never give up. The students at the Little Mustangs Preschool Academy proved the Jackson 5s were correct when they sang the hit song ABC It's Easy as 1, 2, 3. These preschoolers have been learning all of their letters and sounds in the 4 and 5-year-old classes using the Foundations curriculum that is also used in our elementary schools. At LMPA, the teachers introduced Foundations activities for learning letter, keyword sound, alphabetical order, and letter formation skills. The children learn each letter name, and each letter is paired with a specific picture to help the children remember the sounds of each letter. As some of the classes finished learning all of their letters and sounds, they celebrated by having an alphabet party. Students played turn-taking games to practice isolating the initial sounds and objects and matching them to the letter. They used technology to play some letter sound games on the touch view. They also incorporated letters into free play by using alphabet wood block paired with tree houses, animals, and other wooden blocks to build and explore with. Another free choice activity was to sequence lowercase magnetic letters. Many of the students are even able to sing the alphabet in reverse order, starting at letter Z.
G, E, nice helping, McKenzie. G, C, B, N, nice helping.
No, my CYS's. Next time, won't you go to Texas? Yeehaw!
The students decorated Alphabet Vest and put on a fashion show. They walked the runway and then got the chance to tell their class what their favorite letter was and some things that began with each letter. They ended their party with an alphabet parade where they practiced tapping their instruments to a beat as they sang the alphabet song. The future of the Norwood High Marching Band is looking bright with these up-and-coming Mustang musicians. That's it for the school news this week. We appreciate all the teachers who take the time to share their news with us. It helps provide us with an inside look at what is happening in our classrooms. Now, let's go across the studio to Ron Marshalsea, who has the latest in sports news.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. The girls' basketball team went to Hopkinton and Newton South and hosted Ashland this past week, getting wins in each matchup. The Mustangs beat Hopkinton 41-17, Ashland 67-27, and Newton South 59-26, and are now 13-4 on the season. In the dominant Hopkinton win, Cece Becker scored 9 points, and Bella Chorus was on the boards the entire night. The girls' next game is part of a doubleheader with the boys against Westwood this Friday that NCM will be covering live. Tune in to the NCM Community Channel starting at 5 for the girls' game and 6:30 for the boys, as well as 4 o'clock for another episode of NHS TV Pregame Live. The boys' basketball team went up against Hopkinton last Friday and Ashland this past Tuesday. The Mustangs couldn't get the win at home against Hopkinton, but they did get the win when they went to Ashland 66-53. Maddie Mahoney dropped 22 points and Brian Dearborn scored 12, with Owen Descharnay coming up with plenty of steals. The 11-5 Mustangs will face Westwood on Friday the 9th at 6:30. The girls' hockey team now sits at 6-10-1 after an overtime win against Medfield and losses to Canton and Hopkinton. In the Medfield win, Michaela Reen scored 1 and Ava Hines scored 2, one of which was the game winner. Their next game is Saturday the 10th at 4 o'clock at the Skating Club of Boston. The boys' hockey team is on a roll, winning their last 8 games and are facing off in the finals of the Ed Burns Coffee Pot Tournament against Belmont on Sunday. In the past week, Norwood beat Medfield 4-1, Braintree 3-1, and Holliston 9-0. In the Holliston win, every single goal was scored by a different Mustang. Andrew Gillis, Ryan Valeri, Jacob Sheehan, Sam Lally, Anthony Riccardi, Sviat Antipkin, Ryan Sevilla, Nick Berardinelli, and Frankie Hernan. Hernan and Sevilla scored their first varsity goals against Holliston. The 13-1-1 Mustangs will head to the Canton Ice House this Saturday to play Westwood at 5:45 and will be at the Warrior Ice Arena in Brighton on Sunday, time to be determined, to face off against Belmont in the Bryn Division Finals of the Ed Burns Coffee Pot Tournament. The gymnastics team couldn't get revenge against Medway on the 4th, and they have a meet with 3 other teams on Friday the 9th at 7 o'clock at home. NCM was at the swim and dive team's senior night against Dedham, where the girls swam well but didn't end up getting the win, and the boys beat Dedham 86-54. Seniors Ted Caparata broke the school record in the 100 fly, and David DiMattia broke his own school record in the 200 individual medley in their final regular season swim meet. Junior Shay Larkey will be competing in sectionals after all of her dives qualified. And finally, now airing on NCM, a special edition of NCM Sports Talk featuring Jim Plumer, member of the NHS class of '78 and the head coach of the University of Vermont women's hockey team. Mark Hoover, Brian Boudreau, and Jack Tolman headed to Burlington to learn more about Plumer.
Well, we are up here on the campus of UVM, here in the Gut, which I think first and foremost is a great name for a hockey rink. It's got that old barn feel to it. It's a great facility. Last weekend, you guys again set another Hockey East attendance record for your weekend series against BC with a student body kind of support system that you've got here in the school itself. What does UVM as a school mean to you?
Well, it really has become an adopted home for sure. It's a unique place, being a small state with the only Division I school in our state, and you know, besides the student support, I think one of the really unique things about Burlington and UVM, this is the pro sports of Burlington, and the community really supports us. We get some student support, and even for all of our sports rather, you'd be surprised at how many people in the community come out and support. So just to be at a school that has you know, a historic feel. I had gone to Colby, I had worked at Bowdoin and Amherst, old NESCAC type schools, and UVM has such a history. It was considered a public Ivy for a long time. Historic buildings, beautiful campus. You know, when I thought about places that I would want to work, like being somewhere where I wanted to live in a community that was small enough to not feel like a big stuffy city, but have a lot of the qualities that a city has. And I think this university, being a medium-sized university, offers so many educational opportunities, but also, you know, the thrill of Division I sports.
Yeah. The full show is now available on demand and is airing on the NCM Community Channel. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
The Zoning Board of Appeals met earlier this week and held 3 public hearings. 842 Boston Providence Highway was withdrawn without prejudice, and Shaw Street requested to override the variance and appeal the decision of the building commissioner. At the 3rd hearing, attorney David Hearn represented Matt McDonald, principal of Realty Capital LLC, to request for a comprehensive permit for 1223 Washington Street.
Host of Your Town at Work, Jerry Slater, sat down with Town Clerk Mary Lou Folan to learn more about her and the significance of her department.
So, presidential election year, which is, it's a year-long activity for you, right?
Sure is, yep.
Yeah.
Sure is, yeah. We started right out of the gate in the beginning of January, yeah. All the vote-by-mail cards are out for the presidential primary, which is Tuesday, March 5th. We're in the midst of sending all the ballots out now, and we're getting cards every single day, you know, trying to keep up with sending them out every day. And then on top of that, we have the town election, which is right after the presidential, which is Monday, April 1st. So we have to resend all the ballots that everybody checked all elections off, resend them out for the town elections. So it's huge this year. Normally we don't get as big a turnout on the town election as we do on presidential primary. And then we also have a week of early voting with the presidential primary, which is going to start Saturday, February 24th this year, and it's going to go for a week till March 1st. Wow. So, and there'll be information on the website about that. Then in September, we have another state primary, which is September 3rd, I believe it is, the day after Labor Day, that Tuesday. And then we go right into the big election in November, which I believe is November 5th, which is a Tuesday.
Watch the NCM Community Channel to catch the full interview with Mary Lou Folan.
Over the past few years, a pair of bald eagles have been spotted in Norwood around the area of St. Tim's and New Pond. Last week, Norwood resident and birdwatcher Paul Campbell spotted the pair behind Norwood High School up on a field light tower. Campbell has taken over 1,000 pictures of the Norwood bald eagles and shared a few with us. Their nest is on one of the small islands on New Pond, and here is a picture of an adult with a brown juvenile eagle. There are over 80 pairs of bald eagles in Massachusetts, and it looks like this pair has made Norwood their home. Thanks again to Paul for sharing these pictures with us.
After almost 50 years in law enforcement, Chief Brooks has announced his retirement from the Norwood Police Department. Over the years, Chief Brooks has been a great asset to Norwood Community Media. And as we end this broadcast, NCM wants to thank Chief Brooks for being a valuable partner to us, and thank you for making Norwood a better place to live.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're going to leave you with a list of upcoming events being covered by Norwood Community Media. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one, everybody.